What's up, everybody?
What's
this is
up?
Patrick.
It's Michael.
PunkTorah.
That's right.
PunkTorah house.
PunkTorah house. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood today.
Won't you be my neighbor?
Yes.
I don't know. So Acharei-Kedoshim,
Yes.
double portion.
Double portion.
Two people.
That's right.
Taking it on.
Double
Double team. All right. So I guess I have to go first because
Yes,
I'm
you
Acharei.
go first.
So Acharei basically, like, it rewinds back to a few Torah portions earlier where Aaron's sons died. And they died in this really cool, like, metal dude way. What happened was the fire was foreign. Now, we don't know really what that means, but it's foreign. And it was not what God commanded. So they ended up being consumed by fire. They were burned alive, basically, by God. Woo! So this Torah portion, what ends up happening is it deals with kind of the aftermath of this horrible thing happening. And there's a lot of discussion about why did they get consumed by this fire. The prevailing theory is that they were drunk and that they went in and what they did was kind of disgraceful. But I have sort of a different take on it. There's a midrash that says that their offering was so holy and so powerful and so pure that when they brought it into the Mishkan, it wasn't a normal sacrifice. Right. It wasn't kind of what they were expected to do. So they were consumed by fire, not because they needed to die, because they needed to be burned alive, but instead they were consumed by the holiness.
Whoosh.
Whoosh. Yeah, so it's like they didn't need that earthly body anymore. Most people, they think of it as, okay, well, you know, you did all this bad stuff, and now we have to come up with these rules to make you pure so you can enter the tent. What I wonder is, what makes them so holy? What makes them so pure that they get to have this experience? You mean they get to be consumed by this holy fire and I just get to go in and burn my burger and make some matzah and sit there and that's it? That's all I get out of it? So I've got to wonder if maybe Moses and God said, you know, hey, everyone's going to be jealous of Aaron's sons that they got to have this really great experience. We got to come up with something that's going to make them just as happy. It's kind of like when it's someone's birthday, like when it's a little kid's birthday, and they're getting all these presents, and the little sister or little brother gets jealous. So you give them a special job, like they get to bake the cake.
Right.
These rules are a concession to people who maybe don't get to experience holiness in this more natural way.
Kedoshim, all right? This is probably one of my favorite portions ever.
Yeah.
And as Rabbi Artson says, it's basically the holiness code.
Right.
The source code for holiness.
Right.
You've got, right at the beginning, Hashem tells us, you shall be holy as I am holy, as I, your God, am holy.
Right.
And then he explains how to do this. I mean, how do you, if somebody said that, what would you say? I mean, well,
how to be holy? Yeah, I don't
how do I be holy?
Yeah, right.
So what it basically says in this part of the double portion for the Kedoshim, it says there's two sides to being holy.
Okay.
And there's two sides to being whole.
Okay.
To be holy, to be whole, God tells us you have to not only fulfill the law, but fulfill the love of the law.
Interesting.
Rabbi Moses ben Nachmanides, Ramban, tells us you can fulfill the letter of the law, but still be, one of my favorite quotes.
Yeah, this is great.
A degenerate within the Torah.
Yes. How many degenerates in the Torah?
Right.
That's great.
You can do everything it says, but if you don't have the kavanah, if you don't have the intention or the spirit, it's dead. It's interesting as a parallel. It basically unpacks what the double portion is. Right. Is that we've got two sets of mitzvot, two sets of rules. You've got an ethical, social, and a ritual, religious. Right. And you cannot have one without the other. Right. So in Acharei, in the beginning, we've got an ethical, social law. Right. And Kedoshim, we've got a religious, spiritual law. If you've got just ethical, you've got heartless ethics. Right. If you've got just the ritual, you've got wishy-washy, ungrounded in the human condition ritual. Religion. Right. A mystical, floaty that doesn't connect. Right. So to be able to be whole and be holy, we have to combine the two. And that's what Judaism does in the mitzvah. A mitzvah is a commandment that is ethical or social and religious and ritual at the same time. It's the combination of the two. And by fulfilling mitzvot, it allows us to perform not one act, not just a social act or just a religious act, but both.
Right.
And by doing one thing that's actually two things is pretty godlike.
Yeah.
Which is how God allows us to be holy.
Very cool. Very cool.
That's Kedoshim.
And Acharei.
And Acharei.
Yeah.
Peace.